Hey, boys, bears, and all you other beasts. It's me, Scare Bear Dan. We're all still stuck in quarantine. We're running out of things to watch. You've seen everything on Prime, Hulu, Netflix, Shudder. Well, I just want to cover, a lot of you probably know this, there are a load of apps that are either free for all kinds of movies, which have great horror selections, or just horror alone. So I want to cover some of those apps. They're free apps, which means there's advertisements in between every once in a while, just like if you're watching regular TV. But the movies are still uncut, which is great. And there's everything. There's your favorite classic horror movies if you haven't seen them in a while, new stuff, indie films, a lot of good stuff. So I'm just going to go over, I use the Fire Stick. So if you look up any of these apps, it will have underneath like people who, chose this app also checked out this app or whatever. And there's even more horror apps that you can find, but these are the ones I have on mine. So let's go over it. So it's the Fire Stick. So I have Prime, obviously Netflix, Hulu, Shudder, IMDb TV has some free stuff. Tubi is great. They have tons of horror movies. There's a lot of crossover with movies you'll find on Prime, but they have a really big selection. And movies kind of go from one to the other. If you can't find it on one, you might find it on the other. Popcorn Flicks is another, has all kinds of movies, has a great horror section. They used to have a separate app for just their horror. It was called Fright Picks, but they got rid of that, so you have to go to Popcorn Flicks now to look at it, but their horror selection is great. Crackle is very, very limited in their horror, but I have found surprisingly things I've been looking to see and couldn't find anywhere else at times. Fawsome TV Movies is like Popcorn Flicks. They've brought they have a separate app for horror films by Fawsome TV, so it's separated out if you just want to watch horror, but if you're looking for everything, that's Fawsome TV. Pluto TV is another one that has a bunch of everything. And then we have the strictly horror apps. So these are my choices: Wicked Horror, Dread TV, Fright Picks, 24/7 Horror, I love their logo, Film Rise Horror, and that's my YouTube and my Firefox. There's the Fawsome horror films, Binge Horror, and one called Halloween Flicks. It's not just Halloween-related movies, but that's, the name gets you, so you're like, what, Halloween movies? But it has a bunch of different horror movies. So those are the apps I have. I mean, that's a good selection, right? It's like 8 that are strictly horror and a bunch of, at least 8 that are non-horror. So if you guys know of any good ones that I haven't put up here, just post them down in the comments below, and I hope you enjoy them. And keep watching as you quarantine, all right? Bye.